PD, what's going on with your beloved Miami Dolphins in camp? New era.
We need the worst team to go first.
It's
so
a
that's
new
why you picked
era.
them.
We ready.
No,
Go
the
ahead.
team y'all fear the most. But anyway, in training camp right now, it's been nothing but surprises. A lot of people have been, opening their eyes to what's happening in Miami. And real talk, man, they've cleaned house from the top to the bottom. Even yesterday, our president literally stepped away to another role, and they're replacing. We got the new general manager, John Eric Sullivan, out of Green Bay. We have the new head coach, Jeff Hafley, out of Green Bay, and we have the future MVP in Malik at the quarterback position from Green Bay, who I think is going to be a top, 7 quarterback this year. Based off of his skill set. At least I know that he's probably better than every quarterback in this division. And yeah, I know it's not proven yet, so I will pump the brakes, but it will be proven by the end. Richie, this is my turn, so be patient, okay? But outside of that, man, I think our offensive scheme is going to be amazing. These guys have been making some big-time plays in training camp, but the defense, it's like iron sharpening iron. It's like literally every day is like a 55-45 battle, and it flip-flops. And that's what you want in training camp. You don't want your offense dominating. You don't want your defense dominating. You want iron sharpening iron, and that's exactly what's happening in Miami right now. Malik Willis showing his ability with elite throws. You got the run game with Devin Achane getting a new contract. You got Aaron Brewer, the all-pro center, getting his contract extension. You got Jordan Brooks, the all-pro linebacker, getting his extension. Man, things are on the up and up. The rookie class is amazing. They already out there in the starting lineup playing amazing, making their presence felt. Jacob Rodriguez is literally a beast. Chris Johnson been locked down, catching interceptions. Caden Proctor literally is just a mammoth of a man, okay? I mean, Kyle Lewis, the late round linebacker, is phenomenal. Oh my gosh, man. Caleb Douglas, the wide receiver, is going off. And you know what? The steal of the draft, Chris Bell, who was drafted in a third round, who should have been a first round prospect, but he injured his leg just like Mahomes did. He out there sprinting and doing everything, man. I think he's going to be ready by maybe week 5 right now, coming off the PUP. I like this team is actually better than it was. And I'm telling y'all that. I know we lost Tyreek, Waddle, and all of these big name guys, but the way we're going to be playing football, man, this team is better than it was. And I really feel good about this season, and I feel bad about all 3 of y'all teams when they play the Dolphins.
We want to make sure that we grow our audience to new heights. So in order to help that, we are bribing each and every single one of you. Let me tell you what we are running over at Roundtable Sports for each and every single YouTube channel. We are giving away a copy of Madden 27 for each and every single YouTube channel in the network. In order to enter, it's very simple. You must be a subscriber to this YouTube channel, and you have to leave a comment of your favorite team once this live stream is over on this said video. Now, this is going to be announced in every single clip that comes from the AFC East Roundtable as well, so feel free to enter as many times as you would like. But next week's show, we will be picking one lucky fan to where we will be sending you off a digital copy of Madden 27. We cannot thank you enough for your continued support. So in all seriousness, when I look at the Miami Dolphins,
serious.
I do think that it's an interesting team. I'm not going to change my perspective. I still think not only reality, but I also think that this is a part of the organization's plan for this upcoming season. What I think they have is Arch Manning's picture right on the chalkboard for the 2027 NFL draft. Not saying that they're going to go into this season, right, and physically tank, but I do think that this Dolphins team does understand it. And I think that the roster that they're putting out there really gives you all of the signs. Now, I can tell you that you mentioned Jacob Rodriguez. I am very excited to see what sort of prospect he becomes. I'm looking at your depth chart currently, and I see that he is second to Jordan Brooks. I wonder if they end up moving him over to a Sam linebacker, whether or not that he ends up going into a Mike.
He just got upgraded, Dan.
Okay.
2 days ago, he's in the starting lineup with Brooks.
Excellent. Mike or Sam?
Dotson is now in the second unit, so he's moved up. because every day he's punching out, getting fumbles, punching balls out of rushers. It's just amazing.
So he's set to be your starting Mike as a rookie, which, first off, one thing I think is really interesting about this team is that we are going to get a good sense of whether or not that this organization got the draft right, because they have perhaps one of the youngest defenses in the NFL, and they have a lot of very super talented guys coming out of college. So I want to see exactly what Chris Johnson looks like year one. I want to see what Jacob Rodriguez looks like year one. I want to see a second-year jump from Kenneth Grant. What happens there? Can Chop Robinson actually be that dude? You bring in Joshua Uche, too. I mean, maybe he can revive his career in this new defensive system. I don't think that it's going to change much in the win column, but I do think that how Dolphins fans should be looking at this is, okay, we're getting really good signs that we may have figured out our defense. I did find it interesting that Devon Achane just said a statement to everybody saying, you better not sleep on the Dolphins because we'll sneak up on you. I thought that was just funny. I thought that was just silly. I love it now because you want to know why? Like, I want my running back to say that. I want my quarterback to say those things. Get everyone pumped. Don't sleep on us at the end of the day. But as far as my expectations for this team, not a lot changes as far as wins and losses, but I do think that we're going to get a really good impression of what this team can be defensively going into year 2 and year 3 of this new class. So I will give the Dolphins flowers because I love their draft class. Now I just need them to prove it to me.
You think we win a division there?
Prize Picks is your official sponsor of the AFC East Roundtable. Let's make an AFC East Roundtable themed pick'em, baby. Let's go. What do you know? Prize Picks is your official sponsor of Roundtable Sports Network. Use code HMA. You use $5 on your first bet, and when you win, folks, they give you $150 right away. So there's no need to not sign up. They give you $150 when you win your first bet on Prize Picks. Use the code HMA. Legal in New York, in Florida, in every single, not every state, but all the massive states nationwide. Let's go into some AFC East players, starting with Drake May. 3,799.5 passing yards is your line for Drake May. More or less? How much did he have last year, Colby? Do you remember?
Off the top of my head, I don't, but he had more than that, I believe. I'm going to actually go. So I'm going to go a little bit under this one, just very slightly, because I think they're going to run the football a lot this year. You look at what they did with that personnel, Reggie Gilliam, the offensive line. They wanted to run the football first last year, but they couldn't. I think this year they're going to want to really do that.
All right, so we're taking the less. Now we got Malik Willis's line is at 2,974.5 passing yards. TD.
Oh, no.
This is actually a steal. It's crazy to me, but I got him around 3,700 yards. I believe he's going to get this year. That's not crazy. I mean,
3,700 is a very good season. That's a lot.
Yeah, I think he's going to have a really good season.
Okay, so more for that.
Absolutely.
So I will say about Willis, I do think that he will go over that. 3,700 is a bit much for me, but
3,599 for Josh Allen.
It's gonna be close. It's gonna be really close. Give me more.
Bang.
Slightly though.
You think Malik Willis is being disrespected? Gino is being the most disrespected
No, he's not
on this app because
Do they got interceptions for Gino on here?
2,599.5 yards. This man has had 4,000 yards. Okay, he's hit this number the last 4 years, by the way. So why do I think he's not going to hit this season? He had over 3,000 last year.
Wow.
Maybe
so. As bad as Geno Smith is with turnovers, he gets yards. Okay, so if you want to bet the less on this, you're going to lose money. The only reason why this wouldn't hit is if he gets injured. Geno's smashed this the last 4 seasons he has been a starter in the NFL. 20 wins you 200 on Prize Picks for our AFC East quarterback passing yards picks. If you guys want to tell us, feel free. If not, make your own picks on Prize Picks.
Oh, okay.
I mean, listen, bro, like you completely throw me and everybody listening off when you start your entire thing, which I was excited to hear the update of the Dolphins with Malik Willis, the best quarterback in the division. He's going to prove it at the end of the year. You know, when you say that, that just loses me and I get checked out. Like, all right, well, everything else he's going to say after this is just irrelevant at this point. You know, like, you set yourself up for that, TD, saying these types of things.
Richie, you're a Jets fan. You're born checked out.
Me being a Jets fan has nothing to do with this. See,
It
this is what
is.
you always do. Every
Because
time I
you
bring up
deflect.
facts, you bring up the Jets.
What fact did you just bring up?
Or you saying, like you actually saying with the straight face, even though you got a smirk on your face, that Malik Willis best quarterback in this division.
I said he,
And he's going to prove it
I
at the
said
end of the year.
Malik
I know
Willis
what you
is
said.
going to prove that he is.
So he is
And
going
I
to be, at
understand-
the end of the year, better than Josh Allen this season, better than Drake May, and better than Geno Smith.
Why do you even include Geno in it?
Because
But
Geno
yes.
Smith, and I'll go out the limb right now and make a bet. I'll be willing to make a bet that Geno Smith will have a better season than Malik Willis this year, 100%. And I'm very confident in saying that.
Shave your head bald. I'll put mine on the line right now.
I'll
shave
shave
your
my-
head bald. Shave your head
Let's do
bald.
some
I'll
money.
shave mine bald if Geno Smith,
some money.
if Geno Smith is
Don't do
better
it.
than
We
Malik
saw what
Willis.
happened with Dan, bro. I'm not going
do
that far. I'll put
do
cash
it.
on it, TD.
Don't do
I'll
it.
put $500 cash on it right
But
now.
Richie, if you believe what you saying, shave your head bald.
$500 cash.
I'll shave my head bald if you right.
TD,
I know you wrong.
We do this
Geno
thing for a
Smith?
living. I don't want to see you bald. I'm doing this
Don't
for
do
you.
it.
We're doing this cash.
Oh, don't worry.
I don't want to see you bald on fourth and
Hey,
forever. I
ain't
don't want to
gotta
see. I don't
worry
want to see
about
that bald head.
I don't
want
have
to see
to worry
that.
about it. Geno
I don't
Smith.
wanna see
Don't
you
ever
bald.
compare Geno Smith to no quarterback in this division.
So
Okay.
let's stay on track. Richie, thoughts on the Dolphins? Like, what are you expecting to see from them this season? Is there anything about this roster that intrigues you?
Yeah, I mean, listen, like I said, what TD said threw me off, and then he went on a good analysis of his Miami Dolphins. I think that the reality of the Miami Dolphins is simple for me. They're in the stage of laying down the foundation, and that's okay. That is what their timeline is. First-year head coach, first-year general manager, first time Malik Willis is handed the keys to a franchise. They gutted out their most talented players, which is, by the way, a smart move for the Miami Dolphins because they have to start from scratch. And that's what they did. They hit the retool button. And I think this is going to be the season of establishing an identity, and it's going to take time. There's going to be adversity that the Miami Dolphins strike this year. There's going to be adversity that every single team in the National Football League strikes this year. That's not new. But the question is, how does Miami respond to that? And that's what I'm intrigued to see. When Malik Willis has even a good game, how does he respond off a high? When he has a bad game, how does he respond off a low? Who is this head coach? What is he about? I mean, there's a lot of unknowns with the Miami Dolphins, and I think that does get me, as a Jets fan, excited to see Miami this season, just to see, okay, what do we got going? What type of quarterback is Malik Willis? And me going out there and hating on TD saying about Malik Willis, it's sad because it makes me sound like I think Malik Willis is like a garbage quarterback. No, I don't think that. I just don't think he's going to be the best of the division and even an MVP candidate. Just because I don't think he's going to be that good doesn't mean I think he's going to be trash. I think Malik Willis has shown in a small sample size he does have the ability to make all the throws across all three levels of the football field, be a playmaker, avoid the pressure, make some plays with his legs. But the question is, can he organize everything with his mind? And what type of leader is he in a locker room? Does he hold his players accountable? Is he a guy that pumps up his teammates? Is he someone that can read a defense and recognize the coverage and change at the line? Like, those are the things I'm excited to see what Malik Willis looks like. But my problem with Malik, and it's not really him, it's a supporting cast around him. You got a really good running back in A-Chain, and then you got an offensive line that is in a rebuild mode. I like your offensive line better now than it was a few years ago, but I feel like the offensive line is still unproven, and I think, again, out of your entire offense, that is probably your strength next to your running back, because your receiver room, forget it. I know Tutu Atwell, you got all these number 2, number 3 guys, and then you got a okay tight end room. So I think if the Dolphins can establish that run game and allow Malik Willis to take all the underneath and his playmakers can make some plays for him, then I think Miami's going to have a decent season offensively. On defense, on the other hand, they got a defensive-minded head coach. They don't have a lot of talent there. They have talent, of course. I'm not saying they have no talent. They absolutely do. But I think the biggest thing about this defense is we're going to see what type of coach that they got, of what type of scheme they're implementing. Are they going to be able to get the most out of these young guys? Because I do agree with Dan. You guys got a nice rookie class, so I'm intrigued to see what they look like in their first year with the Dolphins.
Well, Dan, I don't know if you remember our good friends last year over at RotoWire, but they are back, baby. RotoWire is here to make sure that we are dominating all football season long, man. I don't care if it's bragging rights. I don't care if you got money on the line. You are going to want to make sure that you dominate all of your fantasy leagues this year, because let's be honest, none of us are in one fantasy league. We're all in at least 3 to 5 fantasy leagues. And right now, when you guys use the link in the bio, you use the code RTS, you are getting an absurd 25% off on your first month. You heard that right, 25% off. There's no better time to get in on it. You're looking at RotoWire here, man, and they got a lot of amazing features that are new here in 2026 compared to what we saw in 2025, all the way from advanced analytics to customize league settings to see expert rankings. You can build a draft plan. They also have a mock draft simulator so that you can practice before your big draft day comes up. They got My League Sync. They also have custom cheat sheets to go along with that. And they also have a mobile app right now. So for those of you who maybe don't love having to go online and looking up websites, you don't got to do that anymore. It's convenient for you to just click an app on your phone right now, my friends. And to go along with that, they also have really great in-season tools to make sure that you're not just dominating when you have to draft, but you are dominating all football season long to make sure that you do come out victorious. Your subscription is going to include waiver wire rankings that get updated weekly, trade analyzers, competitive insights, and draft scores. So if you guys want to make sure you are guaranteed to come out on top of your leagues this year, make sure you check out our good friends over at RotoWire, link in the description box below.
And a quick reminder, folks, you literally sync your league no matter what app you use, whether it's NFL, ESPN, CBS Fantasy, Sleeper, Yahoo, all these different fantasy leagues. This is not where you host your fantasy league. It's where you sync your league and you dominate your boys. I'm a champion. Not only did my Knicks win a championship, I also am looking at my fantasy football trophy on my shelf, and I got RotoWire to thank for that championship, baby.
Man, RotoWire, indeed, a giant shout out for being a proud partner to the boys. What do you got on the Fins in South Florida, Colbs? Talk to us.
You know, I look at Miami and I kind of see the 2024 version of the New England Patriots. You got a brand new quarterback. You got a brand new system with a brand new head coach. Everything is coming in, becoming completely new. You got that new general manager. And I think with something brand new comes tamed expectations. And there's going to bring excitement, certainly, especially for Miami, who over the last few years has been on that decline, especially in 2025. And so when you're as down bad as Miami was last year, restarting and have something brand new, that's exciting because it can be anything. It's that mystery box. The mystery box could be a boat. The mystery box could be a single dollar bill. You don't know what it's going to be. But again, with that comes expectations. And I don't think Miami Dolphins fans should be expecting playoffs or competing for the AFC East or anything like that. I think if you have these high expectations, chances are you're going to end up leaving 2026 very disappointed. I think if Miami can be competitive on the season, if they can take advantage of bad football, if they can be competitive against good teams, if they can more specifically just be competitive in the AFC East, and as the season progresses, more specifically at the end, you see that progress from week 1 to week 18. You see them getting better. You see them building the culture. You see that vision for Miami in the offseason moving forward. I would say that is a successful season for Miami. You know, I know there's going to be this conversation on, well, you know, the successful season is maybe doubling the win total from what they had last year, but that's the expectations I would say for the Jets. When you're in a brand new system, you can't look at what Miami did last year in another system that has absolutely no continuity with what they're going to roll out in the 2026 season. So again, if they can just do those few things that I listed out, I think Dolphins fans should be very excited for what they're seeing in the upcoming season. I think offensively, you got some exciting pieces, and I think that's what's going to be exciting is that you're going to have an opportunity to see these rookies really show out. They're going to get a lot of playing time, and so that's why I think Miami in the beginning of the season, they might not be this great team, and they could look very flawed, but as they progress throughout the season, you can see them really start to pick things up, and I think that's going to give us a better idea on what this new era of Miami is going to look like. I think that defense, that linebacker core has the potential of being one of the best in the NFL. When Mike Vrabel always says, winning games, you win in the trenches. He even said, if you look at why the Patriots, you know, were very inconsistent in the postseason, in the Super Bowl, it's because they really started to lack in the trenches. And that's where I'm actually most concerned about Miami. That offensive line, that defensive line, that secondary. And so I think what's going to be very telling into how much success this team is going to have year one is going to be very dependent on how those trenches perform.
You know what? There's going to be a lot to be learned from this Miami Dolphins organization. One last thing I will say is that I'm going to be watching that defense closely, because say that they perform as well as I think that they are going to this year, Like I said, I don't believe it's going to translate much into the win column. But I think that could tell you that their window to being complete again and actually being contenders within the division and a playoff team could be just getting the quarterback right next year in the draft. I think that's literally what we could be looking at right now.
What the?
There's Richie Ball. Rich, I'm not going to lie. It's a good look for you.
Did that, bro?
Yo, why
It's a
you
good
look
look
like
for you,
Robert
brother.
Saleh? Why you look like Robert Saleh?
Yo, that just actually scared me. Like my heart's beating right now. Like where did
Who made that? Was it TD?
that was a jump scare, bro.
I said, who made that? TD?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I just
Get
just
that
had
off
to
the
picture
screen,
it.
bro.
I just had
That
to
is
picture it.
wow.
That was
That's
awful. Oh my
That's
gosh.
beautiful.